do last session?
We cleared the catacombs.
That's right. That's right. Because I was like, we did some downtime thing, and I was like, why don't we do something while we're downtiming? And then, yeah,
because Ron went to
Isn't
the
that,
arena.
like, technically in the future from where we're at this point.
Kind of. Which kind of brings, so last time Guido did Liam did some carousing. Ron did some fighting. Catacombs had some clearing. And there was some meetings that happened in the halls, and I believe that was just about it. You did learn some information about what Ash apparently had done in the Abyss. Taston learned a little more about what was going on with the Holy Symbol. There's a lot of
still
learning things.
We still haven't settled what we're doing with her, have we?
No. Last thing.
We're waiting another 24 hours so she can...
try the mirror.
But other than that, yeah, we don't know what we're doing after that. Also,
is she tall enough to be a cloak rack?
Actually, yes.
Okay. Short-term goal?
Female drow are kind of tall, actually.
There you go.
All right.
Hey, Ogre.
So, you are... Oh, I remember where we left off. Someone was looking for a body part.
Oh, yeah, we're looking for a hand.
Yeah. Because you
had
the catacombs. And some guy just came out of the wall and he's like, yo, can you give me a hand? Like, literally.
Then I exercised him because that was a bad joke.
Yep. So his name was Pelik. But there was a couple of ideas thrown around. Liam considered using a locate creature, but determined that would probably just lead back to the actual creature here and not a body part from his former shell.
Yeah. It was a clever idea that won't work.
Yeah. So unless, you literally make a new spell or level up to something a little more powerful, magic might not work at the very moment. At least that particular type of magic.
Is there something like a soul link? We can try and find the entirety of his soul?
Well, his soul wouldn't be in his hand. So where are you?
Well, I'm thinking okay, they're insubstantial. They're a ghost. They're basically remnants of their life essence. So therefore, if we tried to find a way to link that life essence with the entirety of his life essence, we might be able to find out where. Because we're looking for not his physical hand, but his ectoplasmic hand, for lack of a better term.
No, we are looking for his physical hand.
His actual... Okay.
Yeah. So the way he explained it, and this is his explanation, is that most of his body was laid to rest here, but he is missing his hand. So he can't move on for whatever reason. He's not 100% sure why, but that's what he says. That's what Pelik said.
Well, then we need to find where he died.
Oh,
perhaps that might give us a clue.
I know exactly where I died.
Okay.
He flies through the ceiling.
How about a path that we can actually go
He comes back down, he's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So he starts leaning down the hall. He's like, this place takes forever to get anywhere. Can't go through walls. It's terrible.
I can go through walls.
Yes, you're the only one. Thank you.
Nope. Actually, I wasn't referring to the gooping, because remember, I haven't figured that out in character yet. No.
But you also have pass through solid stone or something?
Kind of. I have to have a crack or a crevice or something.
It's called Desecrate Catacombs.
But yeah, I have a fist.
Well, okay, that's kind of a roundabout way too.
Would you like me to make a path? I can make a path.
You ready? Give it enough time. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So eventually he leads you out of the catacombs. And you come back up there, everything's still going on. The city rebuilding's happening. And he leads you over to an area that's not incredibly well populated. Looks like there was some battle damage that happened here, and he points at the ground and he says, "That's where I was killed. Killed by the drow when they came through the city." But yeah.
Why is everyone killed by the drow around here? Don't answer that.
Yes.
Soon. Too soon.
It's almost like there was a genocide.
Thank you for the for gifting sub there, Platty.
Do you know what you like to put that towards, Play? You should totally do a thing like that, Grace. Like, obviously, you don't stream games, but like, let her or let whoever pick something to happen, right? Within reason. If something low tier-ish, you know.
I see a lot of random encounters coming in our future.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
For every gift, you get to kill a PC.
Yep,
Which one,
there it
bud?
is. Just randomly. Random accidents that are like natural.
Thank you for your tier 1 sub, Liam Froxfall. Why?
And heart attack.
Yeah.
New character.
Okay, yeah.
Man.
We'll have the stack of characters just like just ready to go. Okay, here's the next one.
That's great.
The next
Come back
card.
as the same character.
Pile of
same
bards.
spot.
Yep.
Yeah, we got this.
Perfect.
Did you ever watch any of their follow-up movies?
No, I didn't know they had them.
Yeah, they've got like 2 or so. Next one is a Magic the Gathering focused one.
That one was okay. I like that one.
Did not know.
Anyway, yeah, he points you there. You do a quick look around. It looks like this place was probably cleaned up quite some time ago. So you don't really like see it. I mean, they haven't just left a body part or anything laying around that's old. That would probably be skeletal at this point.
Okay, so.
But he says, "Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, I if I didn't know any better, I would say that it's like not anywhere in this area anymore. That may be part of the problem. I don't know, but if you happen to run across and you're like, oh, that looks like the hand of a deep gnome, bring it back and we'll try it, right?"
Okay.
I don't know what else to tell you, unfortunately.
Well. So, not knowing Deep Gnome Society, how do they bury their dead? Do they set their dead on fire? Do they melt them down for parts? I don't know.
Well, it depends on the deep gnomes, but based on what you've seen in this city, it seems to be kind of a returning to the earth type thing, which generally amounts to burial or putting in catacombs or something.
Okay.
They don't have like Viking funerals, as far as you know.
This is kind of a long shot, but would the temple that can communicate with the earth elementals be able to talk to the earth elementals, and would they be able to, again, long shot, would they be able to sense gnome burial ground / parts, be able to find a particular wayward hand that may have not been actually attached to anybody?
It's an interesting idea.
Shot in the dark here. No idea if.
Would you like to try?
I'm going to click the button that says that I'd like to know more.
Okay. Okay. So the temple isn't too far away.
Okay.
Because you had just come out of it to go and look around and then go back. Ask one of the priests there, and they do some quick chatting with the earth elementals, and they say, they say they don't normally find deep gnome parts just buried in the rock and sand, but they did say if they do happen to come near anything like that, they could definitely sense it. Like, that would definitely be an oddity.
Okay.
Because it looked to them, I suppose it looked to them like some empty hand-shaped area from what they could normally sense.
Okay.
But
there's a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah, they go to and from around here. They say they'll be on the lookout. I mean,
okay,
that's about as much as I can promise, unfortunately.
Yeah, that'll have to do.
All right.
And I guess now go cleanse the center of the city.
All right, so that's the Ghost of Lingenstone thing. So unless you want to personally go and do this across the entire city, then we can just...
Well, we've got 10 days.
Yes, you can just spend the 10 days.
No.
All right, so...
I pull up my Game Boy and I'm just...
Yeah.
Let me know when you need me.
Yeah. Yeah, a new Animal Crossing patch came out. All right.
Oh, sweet.
So we'll say this. Let's go ahead and do Entermonk's Boon and Ghost of Lingenstone, because I think that is something that everybody combined is going to want to do. So everybody spend, whoever wants to, the requisite downtime and the requisite expenses. If you want to do more than the minimum, you can. It just increases the chance that something happens.
I don't think I have enough money to cover the expenses.
Oh, yeah. How much did we get from, what's his face again?
From the catacombs, actually, that was going to be my next question, is while we're at the temple, checking in with them, hey, we cleared out the catacombs, see what sort of finder's fee we get for that, and put that towards the downtime process.
Yeah, agreed.
So you go back and tell Jadgar that, hey, he fixed it up. I mean, he's a ghost. He doesn't have money.
Look, man, you run a church. Churches are rich. Have you not seen how this works?
No,
Do you have like anything you can give us that we can trade?
Run a telethon. I don't know.
You go up to Jagger, like, we cleared it out, and you have, the dollar signs, the adventure quest and dollar signs in your eyes. He's like, I recognize that sign. No, he says, I honestly don't have money. I'm a ghost, but I do know people who do. And if you want someone to finance something, then I can likely get them to do that.
Okay, that sounds like a shot.
So he'll
Question.
Yes.
So the contacts that I made carousing,
Yes.
would any of them benefit from the taking care of the boon?
Let's see. I mean, indirectly, the cultivation cave person would. Remind me who the two other people were.
Paradrog, the miner.
Oh, the miner. You 100%, yes.
Okay, and then Yantha, the mage researcher.
Both of those actually, very much, yes. The miners, because, yeah, there's enchantable stuff in Entomok's Boon, and the miners are needed there to get the stuff.
Okay. I'm going to meet with them and ask if they would be willing to front the cost of us taking care of that.
What's your persuasion bonus? Just static?
+4.
+4? Oh, okay. So, okay. You don't even need to roll in.
Full scholarship.
Yeah. Okay. So you go and you say, hey, look, I'm willing to give you manpower if you'll finance this. And they're pretty much just like sold. And both the, and this is officially going to be sponsored by the Miners Guild.
Okay.
For clearing out Entomok's Boon. So we'll put 200 gold towards it, as long as you supply the effort, the downtime.
I think that was the plan. So
what they basically end up doing is giving you a bunch of expedition equipment. They donated a few of their people who know like the way there, or at least the rumors where it's supposed to be located. And yeah. Since you're doing this, go ahead and give me a d20 roll for this.
A straight d20.
Yeah, I just need to know a number.
13.
13. Okay, lucky number 13.
Yep.
All right. So the expedition heads out. You do some stuff in the city. Jim Jar does elect to go with it as well. So seems to have an interest in helping Bling and Stone get back up on his feet as well. And within a bit, within a week, they return, and they have good news. They were able to find
drow ghosts.
What?
They were able to find drow ghosts.
How is that good?
Well, no, because they tied them up in the middle of the town, and it's just everyone just goes by and goes, "Puh," and it's like a morale thing, right? Like it's slug the ghosts, and they're ghosts, so they just stay there.
No, not exactly. They said they found the tunnel eventually that led to what seemed to be Intermonk's Boon. It's actually relatively close. But it is very hard to find. They set up a waymaker there, which is just going to look like a pyramid of stacked stone, which is next to the mouth of the cave. If anyone needs to find it again, they did run into some basilisks when they were there, and there was just two. They were able to defeat them without much loss, and they also returned with a backpack that have 3 basilisk eggs in it.
Any bile from the basilisk?
Bile. Not on them.
no reason for asking.
Yeah.
I mean, those Medusas might still be out there. I'm just saying.
I might try that basilisk bile potion. I hear those are hot on the market right now.
I say they pointed at the eggs and said these are basilisk eggs. So if you're wanting bile, there you go. It may take a bit. I don't know.
All right,
there they go.
Basilisk omelet. That sounds disgusting. Okay.
Yeah. They also say that they found what looks like an old summoning circle in the area. Obviously elemental in nature, and they were hoping to find something like that because this is likely going to be linked to the plane of elemental earth and allow for more powerful augmented summonings of earth elementals, which now that the Bane, the dark red cloud, is gone, they can actually do. So the Stoneheart Enclave, the casters, people can speak to elementals, are real happy about that.
Cool.
So they say that, hey, since that's cleared out, we found it, we're going to send some people off to see if we can reactivate that summoning circle. So they send their conjuration specialist out there.
You know, for a very moderate, acceptable fee, I'm just saying, we could hypothetically help you with defending whatever defense you need to set up that new summoning circle.
Oh, certainly.
Just a few gold. That's all we're asking, really.
A few hundred gold.
1,000 gold. Sorry. No, I am going to offer legit. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get it back up and running.
Mm-hmm. We are broke.
Strengthen the bling and stone.
We're decently leveled, and we're broke. We need to fix that.
This will not do.
So, you want to spend some time doing that?
Sure.
I mean, if you guys want something else to do, I can just do it by myself. It's up to you guys.
No, I'm down to do that. I still got to try and work through this the riddle that is just not working for me.
Has it been a day, GM?
Oh yeah.
So
well, I mean, unless there's something else somebody wants to do in the meantime while this is happening.
Anyone?
Nope. Bueller.
So I go and I find the woman who I've been having a rapport with her this whole time. We become fast friends.
Yeah, okay.
We changed letters. And it's been a day. You ready to make another attempt?
Yes. Give it to me.
Easy.
Okay, calm.
The mirror.
Down, boy, down. All right, so
Get a spray bottle.
I didn't even get to look at it last time, but I guess I'll continue to hold it and be ready to break it if I need to. You guys get to watch.
Hooray! I get some popcorn.
I don't have the will save, so this is all on you.
Not gonna work well.
It's just 3 minutes of somebody hitting her in the face. She's like, I don't remember this.
I think I've seen this episode.
Season 8's really gone downhill. Jesus.
No, she I need to actually roll dice for this. That's random.
Any ideas what happens if she bursts into flames randomly? Just while she's looking at this mirror.
Displease somebody.
I mean,
You can cast Control Flame.
great. Of course.
Just contain it, you know.
Yeah, it's like, that's interesting. Anyway.
Oh, we actually got a little bit lucky. This one's actually almost directly sequential to the last one. So this is obviously just after she has gone through the portal from last time. You can see it just closing behind her. And she falls through and actually does fall on her face as she just falls into the familiar scene of the Underdark. And as a matter of fact, a place that looks a little bit familiar. Because you have seen the particular tunnels before of the main route from Menzoberranzan to Blingenstone. You traveled on there about 1 or 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And there's a very surprised individual who is standing there watching her as she falls through this portal and face plants in the ground. And you have seen this individual before as well. The troglodyte that you met on your way to Blingenstone. And unfortunately, there's no sound, so you're not quite sure what they say to each other. But there seems to be a conversation that happens. Asha is obviously very disoriented, and she seems like she has no idea what's going on. Literally stumbling around, looking at things that don't seem to be there. And the troglodyte gets her back up on her feet, and you see her summon someone over from the shadows, the mind flayer that you had encountered before, and they seem to do something. Maybe he casts a spell, maybe he reads her mind like before, who knows. And then she turns around and starts just stumbling like on her own back towards the direction of Blingenstone.
As a drow, why go to Blingenstone rather than Menzoberranzan? That's what puzzles me.
Well, the vision ends, and she says, "This makes no sense. This isn't what I remember."
What do you remember?
I found myself on the road there, yes, but... And she glowers and says, mind manipulation. The idea to get this mirror I thought was my own. I have a sneaking suspicion it was implanted. Perhaps I was to perform some task.
What the hell would a mind flayer want with this mirror, though?
Also, what would a god need with a starship? Sorry.
It's a valuable artifact.
I mean, I could break it right in front. Snap! No.
No. I still didn't know. Maybe it's lying. That could be it, too.
Don't... probably not. I mean, from what I understand. Unlikely. Transport short term. So, okay.
Just, he may still be watching. You must... And she looks at Liam. Says, you must protect me.
Do we have the ability...
protection.
Do any of us... What do we roll to know mind flayers?
I've got that
most
skill.
people roll not to know mind flayers, but That would definitely be some arcane. I mean, it touches on a few subjects like arcane history, depending on what you kind of want to know.
Well, I mean, like, okay, do we know about the way mind flayers reproduce, for example, which might be relevant?
So I will tell you this: mind flayers are definitely one of the major boogeyman of this world.
Yeah.
So you have basic knowledge of what happens.
But we know that this woman could at any moment have a squid pop out of her face.
Maybe.
I rolled to detect squid.
I was going to say, do you have a way to detect that?
Do you have a way to detect? That's an interesting question.
Medicine?
Like if we had any
medicine,
kind of mind reading or psionics, we could tell.
Mundanely, yeah.
I could try medicine, see if that...
Do you have any spells, Guido, that could, like, scry or scan, identify?
Identify I could.
There we go. We'll identify her.
14 for medicine.
I guess I'll roll 2. 16 on the dice. It's +0.
Okay. Yeah. You know that there are certain signs. Generally, if you look at like the eye or the ear or something like that, it could be enlarged. It could be signs that it has gone through. You do a quick check. You don't see anything, although it's been a while, so it may have healed if there was any signs of damage as it went in.
Okay.
You start looking around her head just to see if there's any bulging or anything of that sort, anything that might give indication that it's happening. But you don't see anything like mundanely, medicinally. You don't see any indication that that's happened. So without an actual, hey, let's crack her head open and see.
I was going to say, Ron, shake her until she turns into a squid.
I mean, that it is an option. I don't want to go down that route.
Yeah, you don't see any physical signs. Now, the delusions and such that the madness could be connected to that, but from what you know, she was experiencing that before she even met this thing.
So if I do the identify spell, if you touch a creature throughout the casting, you learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it.
This is true.
So I can do identify as a ritual. So I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Assuming she's amiable to the idea.
Well, I mean, she doesn't really have much choice. I think she's tied up.
I mean, yeah,
no, but she is not protesting. You kind of sense that she understands what's happening.
Okay, we're making sure you're not cray, okay?
I mean, she keeps insisting that she's not, but you can kind of sense that she wants you to make sure.
I got to be real. I would want to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. She's putting it on the front like nothing can affect me, but
Oh God, I might have a squiddy in my brain.
Yes. Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, and by the way, just for you medicinally oriented people, you know that really, aside from some Mondo magic, the major way of curing this is to make sure it just never happens by cutting your head off. So.
Okay. No, that is true. Yeah, that's
it's kind of once you got it, anything other than like major like a heal or regeneration or something like that is really.
Yeah, I think greater regen can do something about it.
Great
regen, or whatever it's called, major restoration.
Yeah. I can't restoration. Restoration, unfortunately, would not help.
Really?
No, it's not great.
I know a wish can.
wish could, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, on her. That's
like if you get heal or something like that. Hey, you can kill them and bring them back to life. That'll work.
I was just going to say, what if we just do that?
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, I don't think Revivify will do it, since I don't think that restores missing body parts.
Well, yeah, we'd need an actual res. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like thinking along the right path.
When do you get an actual res? Just out of curiosity.
I get resurrection at level 7. I get true resurrection. Apparently, I get the fake one at 7. I get the real one at 9.
I was actually about to say, wait, what's the difference between like regular and true and fifth?
It's a great question. Let's find out.
Did you
Searching the
know
tone.
that in D&D...
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
sorry. Gotta get the plug in.
All
You
right.
know? Gotta get that advertising bucks.
Oh, it's been
Link.
dead for no more than a century.
Oh, well.
Okay.
I mean, we're not in that much of a rush, but
We'll come back in 90 years.
Yeah.
you'll be fine. Find her skeleton.
Yeah.
What's left of it.
It would still
And there's a
work,
hand for some reason.
actually. I found it.
She had it the whole time.
It all makes sense.
So you cast Identify, and I actually need to look at one thing about Identify real quick to see if it does do this.
So dumb.
Yeah, she's not a magic item.
She's not a
Okay.
magic item? Really?
Oh. Surprisingly enough, she's not a magic item, so that part
What
doesn't
the heck?
actually. Okay.
Oh.
All right, so she is affected by a few spells right now.
Okay.
The first one is Scrying. The next one is, it seems like a confusion type spell, but it's not like exactly confusion. That one's kind of a weird one you've probably not run into before, but it acts like confusion. But nothing gives any indication that there's some other spell that is affecting her other than those two, from what your identification can tell.
So just those two. Okay.
Yes.
Am I the only one terrified by the scry?
Right?
I mean, if there's a scry that is on her and has been on her for how many days now?
All the ones we've been in contact with this particular individual?
Yeah. Like, there's ways to make that happen, and that's terrifying. And so either she's got something on her or in her.
So the
Or-
mic is live.
Yeah. Or, yeah, this guy is way stronger. What's the permanence? How's that work in 5th edition? Spell permanence?
They don't have a spell permanence per se. That's just like a standard thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it more depends on the creature that cast it, or if there's meta magic on it, or if it's a powerful item or something like that. The answer is it varies. There's no standard rule.
So whatever this thing is can permanent a scry or has some method of scrying at substantial range regardless of other factors.
Yeah, actually, Liam, if you would like to, you can make an arcane check on
Please do.
these spells.
Do you need a separate roll for each spell or just one roll for both?
Actually, let's do 2, 1 for each spell.
Okay.
Which one first?
That's a 19. And
700.
22.
Both very good rolls. Okay. So we'll do these in order. So the first one on the scrying.
Hey, Valley.
You determine that this is likely you think this may be item-based. As in, it's not something that like someone has cast and they're just, recasting it, or it's like some uber powerful permanent spell. There's a couple of items that can do that a lot, just like crystal balls and such. So your mind kind of goes towards it's probably something like that, especially because scrying normally has a duration of 10 minutes. So you would figure that either that or you just got incredibly lucky and happened to catch it during the specific 10 minutes of this day that you found it or something like that.
No one's that lucky.
Yeah. So you're pretty sure that one's like item based, like someone may be using a crystal ball or something to scry, something kind of like that. The next thing, the confusion. It is definitely a confusion type spell. You think this one is actually an effect probably of extraplanar travel. Likely an effect of being in the abyss. It's just a madness that has been infused upon her as a result of being there and essentially her will breaking down. It doesn't seem to act like exactly as a standard confusion spell, because normally that just causes you to just go bonkers 24/7, or rather until the duration is over. But it's likely causing her to act either irrationally or randomly on occasion.
Is it wearing off, or is it?
Doesn't seem to be.
Okay.
This is one of those things it's very powerful, but it's not like a wish is powerful. It's more like it's really powerful just because it's permanent. But yeah, but it's definitely based on the fact that she probably went to the abyss and failed the will save, basically.
Come to mention, so I still have that madness of 1.
Mm-hmm.
Is that,
I mean, nothing has triggered that or done anything like that yet.
Okay, I just, I've got a madness of 1.
Look in the mirror.
Sitting there staring
just
at
look
me.
in the mirror. It's fine.
She does not have a madness of 1. It is higher.
I'd ask what her madness is, but that's probably spoilers, so I'll just text me what her madness is.
It goes to 11.
Text me your madness.
And if you donate at home, you can add to the madness level of any PC that you'd like to. Just give a sub to Guido.
So at a certain point, all she does is drool.
Now, you do think those are dispellable effects, although you, based on your arcane knowledge, it probably is not very useful to dispel the scrying, because if it's permanent, or if it's from a crystal ball or something, it can probably just be put right back on there.
As I say, then they could just switch it to something if they want to. Although, forgive my actual ignorance in this, because I'm not sure how 5th edition does scrying, but how does it know what to target, given the circumstances?
It is specified by the caster.
So, like, for example, to use a real-life example right now, I could scry on you, Third, because I know you, and I know roughly where you are, and blah, blah, blah. But I couldn't scry on Platy in chat, because I don't know enough information about her, right?
No, you could, but it would be harder.
Okay, so there's like a DC involved.
Yes. So
okay.
just to, and Liam does know this.
Hey, Liam, could you explain this to me, please? I'm just explain to me scrying, Liam.
So here's the way it essentially works. If you have secondhand knowledge, like you've heard of the target, then, like this would be a Platy example, then they get like a +5 to their save. If you've actually met them, then it's just a straight. And if you know them well, then it's a -5 to their save.
Okay.
In addition, if you actually have physical items of them, like if you have a picture of them or a possession or even like a body part, that can further allow the scrying to succeed. Like if you've got like a body part, like a bit of a nail or something like that, it's a straight -10. Like a hand, yeah, that worked too.
I knew it. It all comes back
straight
to the hand.
-10. So like you're kind of screwed if you know them well and you have a piece of it.
So, admittedly, that's actually exact. So, you mentioned this, Liam, and I'd be like, so this thing might have a part of her, which means he's just always going to find her.
I most likely.
Great.
You would know thanks to your role that really the most effective way to defeat a scrying would be to cast a spell of non-detection, which just defeats all divination and magical scrying aside from certain special cases.
Do you happen to have that spell, Guido?
No.
So here's the catch with that.
So no, I don't either.
Non-detection is costly.
Ooh.
It takes diamond dust, which it consumes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've suddenly decided that she doesn't matter that much.
You just shove her in a dark room and call it good?
Yeah, the wallet side of the force is speaking to me here. Okay. I kind of point to the two of us, excuse me, and I kind of point out of the room she's currently in.
Aye.
And so we leave, and I'm like,
"Where are you going?"
So we move another room away.
Or 4.
If it wanted the mirror, it knows where she is. and a mind flayer could roll through here. I'm not sure we could stop it. Now here's the bonus points. Now that it knows she's here and we are also here and have been here for some time, we also are in threat. Like if we kill her, it doesn't make things better because we're still here.
Right. And it knows
still,
that.
And still doing things here.
Yeah. Well, can't you just as easily scry a dead body as well?
I turn to Liam with his amazing roll.
Maybe?
I'm pretty sure you can. I mean,
I think you can, actually, yeah. But
because there's no will save to go against it.
I can't use scry objects, for example.
Yeah.
Which do not have a save.
Let me see, actually. That's a good question.
So I'm wondering, like, if killing her would actually make it easier for her to be scryed.
Yeah.
Because at that point, yeah, you would be scrying an object because the body becomes an object.
Yeah.
Ogre does have a good point in chat, too. Whatever it did to her could also have, basically, she could voluntarily be failing her saves continuously.
This is true. You do know that this component of the cell that can voluntarily choose the fail.
Okay.
Looking at this, and Liam, you'd know this thanks to your role before, specifically targeting an object is actually not a component of the spell. It cannot do that. It can target a living creature or a location. But you have to have seen the location before.
Well, okay, so they've scryed her.
Yeah.
They know the location.
Yeah.
They can now scry the location from the residual having scryed her.
This is true.
The satellite.
So the end result is yes.
So yeah, the end result is unless the body moves, they could still scry the body. And that would just be free. Locations are just free.
Okay. All right.
So hang on. I hate to bring this up, but I mean, I think we have two broad options here. Three, excuse me. Option 3 is we just someday get ambushed by a mind flayer.
Right. Did it last time.
I'd like to avoid that one.
Aye.
Options 1 or 2. Option 1 is we bail. We get the hell out of Dodge and avoid this encounter entirely. I don't say encounter in character. You know what I mean? Like it's just option 2. We could does scrying do vocals? I think it does. It used to.
Verbal semantic material.
Okay, so we could try to talk with this thing. Mind flayers are capable of transaction and deals and all sorts of stuff like that. And if we try to negotiate, we might be able to knives edge our way out of this.
Oh, okay. What do we have to bargain with, though, other than the mirror?
That's it, the mirror.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure we have the ability to destroy that thing. If it has any value in the mirror, that's our bargaining chip.
Okay.
Even if we didn't destroy it, we could send it someplace it'll never find it.
Like the bottom of Dark Lake.
Yeah.
Not that I want to go back there with a certain somebody romping, stomping through there.
Yeah, no, exactly. So we do have a lever that we can try to push on.
Okay.
So, not to interrupt, but so we could communicate with the thing that's scrying on her, but how is it going to communicate back to us?
That is a good question. Unfortunately, the most likely answer is going to be something along the lines of a few days pass with nothing happens, and then a mind flayer shows up at the front door. Or more likely, some other slave.
An envoy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's also possible it has enough of a control over her to use her to mouthpiece, but from what your role gave me, I don't think it does.
She's not currently affected by anything like that, but I'm not sure if a spell like that could be cast from a distance.
That's a good question. I don't know. Do psionics even exist in 5th edition?
Yes.
Okay.
They are very. They're not like some entirely separate thing like before though. They're weave based essentially.
Weave psionic. That actually makes no sense, but I'm not going to argue it.
Because you can dispel it and all sorts of stuff. So
Dispel psionics. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
Well,
I mean, there has to be a way to interfere with the casting of a psionic. So
that's fair, I
yeah.
guess.
The big thing about the big thing about psionics is that they usually forego any components.
Yeah.
So you can't even. So the big thing about that is you can't counterspell that because there's no indication that anything's happening.
Yeah.
That's the big advantage.
So, going down the same pathway of disruption of magic, is there a way to disrupt the scrying by using the mushroom growths that were contributing to the wild magic? What's the names I cannot remember for some reason?
I don't remember what the mushroom.
At the very beginning of our adventure.
Mean, the Christ, the
you talking about the phasers?
Phasers,
yeah.
I don't remember what the mushrooms were, but yeah, the phasers was the effect.
It's an interesting idea.
The mess. Let's just call it what it is. The mess.
Yeah.
I mean, we could use the mess.
See, if we saturate her in anti-protons, right? Okay.
Oh my God, no.
Well, maybe if you reverse the polarity.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we'd bounce
this is where this is going.
Yeah.
It's not working. Enhance.
Zoom and enhance. Oh my God, that's exactly what the Mind Flayer's doing right now. Zoom and enhance.
Quadrant 4.
It sees the
I will never forget that YouTube video.
Which one?
The zoom and enhance.
Hang on, I'm going to YouTube really quick here. Like, I'm just making fun of Star Trek in general, especially Voyager, because Voyager's
on screen. Why do you need to see this on screen? You not believe me?
There's a lot of zoom and enhance videos.
Yeah.
Although one of them is the most accurate hacking scene ever, which is also the best part of that thing. It's when two people are hacking on the same keyboard at the same time to hack quicker. Remember that?
God. Oh,
that's still one of my.
Wait, that was a Star Trek thing?
No, it just that showed up in the search, and it's awesome.
That has to be a parody.
About this. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, so
was it NCIS? It might have been NCIS, but I thought it was Star Trek.
The hacking?
No, the zoom and enhance thing. Yeah.
No, it was NCIS because I remember. I know the video you're talking about.
Okay.
This one where they're like, hey, there's a reflection on that hubcap over there. Zoom in and enhance, and then it shows like a perfect reverse image. Yes, that was. I think it was a parody, but it was NCIS.
It's in 4K.
It was great. All right, so you've actually, Tassin, you've actually presented an interesting idea here. So if everyone would like to make some Arcana checks, see what you might know about that.
Oh, Arcana.
I'm going to link a video at a timestamp in the stream chat. No rush, but everyone should click that at some point.
I rolled an 11.
11?
Yeah, and my Arcana check is straight Arcanic.
You're like,
I could do just a dice roll. It's a 3.
So, yeah. So, Mark, you have no idea. Tassin, you're like, maybe it'll work. I don't know.
I'll load this so I can pause it.
Yeah.
Okay. What is this an Arcana check for?
Yes. It's Tassin had proposed the idea of using phasers to block
the scrying.
Not the craziest idea we've heard today.
This is a brilliant idea. I love it.
Oh, jeez.
You rolled a 1, didn't you?
2.
Oh, my God.
So the consensus between all three of you seems to be like, it sounds like something that could work, but you have no idea.
I think we should take her down to the catacombs where the Phasers is heaviest and just...
You
leave her there?
You want us to take a crazy woman.
It's okay. We're going to leave you in the catacombs. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
You'll be fine.
Here,
it's a brilliant idea.
We're going to gag you so your screams don't bring anything.
We'll leave you in this grave. Just take a nap for a second.
Don't
we're
mind
not
the
gonna
dirt.
bury you. We're just
Yeah.
This is where you are now.
Yeah. The
Buddy,
dirt's
I might
supposed
have
to keep
blinked
you
because
warm.
I was loading the YouTube link that Laura sent.
Sorry.
So.
Sorry.
Oh, that is an interesting thing. Do you need a platy?
Sure.
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
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 Let's grab that.
Yeah.
Let's solidify.
I have a +7 to my arcane, but
Get a 2.
I rolled a 2, so it's
it's good.
I'm not adding a bonus to that.
Like,
I mean,
Yeah, 20,
20.
yes.
Yep.
And then there was silence, deadly, severe.
Suspense.
16.
Wow. Ooh, all right.
Not bad. So that's 22,
22. Yep.
23. Excuse me. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so Liam, you think about it for a second. You're like, you don't think it would block it per se unless you get into an heavy area that's very heavy in it, but it definitely will provide some resistance. Just thanks to chaotic version of it. Now, you know that sometimes areas of phase risk could have potentially different effects, so it's going to depend, but baseline, it probably would interfere with divination.
So I was right. It's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, that is
Though
that is a
leaving
fourth
her
option.
down there in the catacombs
Yeah.
may not be the best idea.
Well, because if it's affecting the scrying, it could also be affecting the confusion. And if those are both
Oh God.
going in different levels and directions, that...
You want to add chaotic magic to a confusion effect.
Well, yeah. I mean, who wouldn't?
She's going to be super sane.
Yeah. It's gonna be
Someone
shit.
saying she's sane.
Yep.
That's actually Joker's real superpower in some editions of DC, by the way. I'm not joking. If it's listed in the official writing, his special power, his mutant ability or whatever, is super sanity.
So it just wraps around because it's so...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
He's the only one who really
dig it.
knows.
So then what we should do is have her do her vision on the mirror when she's down there in the phasers.
I slowly turn to
Oh.
look at Liam.
That would
There are
be
so many things wrong with that idea.
it would be a good way to figure out if divination's working for sure.
I slowly turn
portals,
back
or-
away from Liam.
Yeah.
Let's
Gonna go
call
back to that.
off.
She gets set on fire. It's the whole like end of Raiders of the Lost Ark. After
Yeah,
you
oh
open
God!
it up.
Ah!
Don't look.
Oh,
Don't
look! What
look.
do you do? Oh, you looked. Sorry. That's one of my favorite old jokes. Way back in the early days of the internet, it was an alternate end of Raiders of the Ark. Whatever you do, don't look. Don't look. Okay, I think it's over. And he opens his eyes. She looked.
It's just
She's just you know.
melty.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, shoot. It's an option. I'm not
Okay.
gonna say I love it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. It's not our best idea.
super
It's
loving
an
it.
idea.
It was the smartest thing that Liam ever said, Dark Tyrant, in the history of ever. Brilliant idea. You missed it. It'll never happen again.
One time. So, do we want to? Do we
I
want
mean,
to
we could vote.
go do
you know,
that, or do we
we've got
want to?
several options.
Yeah, or do we want to go to the Earth Elemental Summoning Circle to provide protection first, or do we just want to bounce and get out of here altogether and move on?
For the record, Guido, I heard you on Zoom just fine, so that's got to be on OBS's end.
It is, yeah. I'm trying to get the level, but I'm still having issues with it.
I had to fiddle with that for days of just trying it and to get this setup working. I know what you mean. Okay, thought. These ideas aren't mutually exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
So you could reach out to the Earth Elementals. Liam can go find Insane Land. And I can try to... Actually, before we do any of that, we could just try to talk to her, to it, actually. And basically see if there's any kind of reaction, relatively quickly. Which would establish several things.
Yeah.
And if there's no reaction immediately, then we're already trying the other two options to try and fix this.
It seems reasonable.
Thank you for that follow, Zovek.
Who wants to be the talker? Do any of us have charisma? I know none of us are talkers, but it's you, isn't it, Liam?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I pat you on the back of your thigh, actually, because I'm way down here. I'm like, you got this, man. You got this.
I'm speaking to the entity that is watching us at this moment.
Laddie's like, what?
So what is it exactly that we want to communicate, though?
So we seek peaceful coexist. No, the options here are we could try to just straight up trade. We could try to threaten. I don't know if that's a great idea, but we can do that. But most importantly of all, I think we need to establish if, just some baselines, like if it can respond, if it's seeing, that kind of a thing, right? So, try to reach out either aggressively or diplomatically, but either way in a manner that should provoke a response to see if it can. Oops.
Okay. So I'll kneel down in front of her.
Perfect. Exactly what you should be doing.
She is restrained.
Yes.
So,
Headbutt.
we know there's someone watching you. We're wondering if they might be able to communicate through you or possibly send a message. But someone's watching you. So I'm actually talking to her, not...
She said, well, Loth was always watching. But you have any idea who this might be? I knew it. It's probably
We don't, though. We do have a suspicion that it might be the mind flayer that you met. Though it is just a suspicion.
You must cast a spell of non-detection on me then.
Oh, sure. No problem.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
Very good.
Though I don't have the components for it. Or the level.
If I can Menzo Baranzin, this won't be an issue.
There's an idea. I say that out loud, by the way.
What do you suppose we do about it? You just want to talk?
Well, don't worry. We're not going to kill you. I just smile at her.
Well,
we will not permit you to die.
She said that, she says, there are drow amulets to prevent against these kinds of things. It's very, very popular amongst the upper crust of the noble families. Scrying is very prevalent.
Oh, we could always trade the mirror.
She looks really conflicted about that. She says, maybe we should try to find out who's exactly doing this scrying.
At this point, that's our plan.
Because I still don't know everything. I still have to gaze into the mirror. There's something else that happened. I just know.
Stupid question. Do we know about Illithid society at all? Like, we probably don't know that they used to have a literal interstellar empire. That's pretty esoteric lore.
Yeah.
But we do know about the brains that are actually the tribe, you know?
Trying to think of what knowledge that would be under. Probably either an arcane or a history.
Well, here, I'll roll history.
Or you know what, Nate?
Well, I'll still roll history. Yeah. That's what I got. Ooh, that's not terrible. That's not great, but it's not 13.
13? Okay. You know the very basics of it. Like, you know, the general hierarchy.
And I know there's different groups of mind flayers.
Yeah, but like the absolute specifics, I mean, not a lot of people know that anyway. That's pretty rare knowledge.
Yeah, that's why I figured. It's a good thing that my comrades rolled substantially better than me.
Yeah, maybe.
Thank goodness for that.
I rolled an 8.
With my +7, I rolled an 11.
All right,
I rolled the best here.
It's a great idea.
That to be clear.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, you know the basics of mind flayers. They're tentacle face squid boogeymen that
are bad news.
Use
That's about what I know here.
You know, they're a hive mind thing, except that's not incredibly well understood. So.
I was just say I probably don't know anything about the specifics of that.
Yeah. So I mean, you know a little more than like the common folk would, but like this is pretty obscure knowledge. Although they're not common, of course, but they're very well known. If that makes any sense. Because strangely enough, nobody tries to seek these things out and learn more about them.
So
which is funny because that's probably arguably the biggest reason why they're still a threat in the Underdark.
Yeah.
They're not that hard to circumvent if you're prepped for them.
Yeah, they're bad news though. I mean,
oh yeah,
it's one of those things where you're like, hey, let's go into the Underdark and try and find more about these, and the king's like, no,
I'm good. Thanks.
We got problems on the surface already. Let's not
good.
You go ahead.
Don't provoke the mind flayers.
Yes, exactly. They are the board.
Here's another thought. Is it possible to scry across planes?
No.
Okay. I was going to say, maybe it's not the mind flayer that's doing the scrying, it's whoever sent her through the portal from the abyss to here. But if you can't scry across planes, that's a moot point.
Now, I have to jump in there. Isn't it possible to have an anchor, basically, to scry through across planes? Now, at that point, it wouldn't really be scrying. It would be it wouldn't be the spell scry. It would be the activity of scrying.
Well, make an arcane check.
Sure, I'm great at those. I turned to Liam and I asked the exact same question I just asked to you.
As we watch, as you get the highest roll again.
Ooh. I got a 19 on the dice, which means it's a 19.
I got an 18 on the dice. This is Arcana.
Yes.
So that's a 25.
Nice.
All right. So Mark,
I got a 4, so I'm looking at nothing.
Magic? What?
Yeah.
No, you just you reach into your pocket and you pull out some confetti.
Yeah.
Enchantments?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm suddenly Sandal.
Yeah, so both Mark and Liam, I mean, just as a baseline, both, I mean, Mark, you're basically making an educated speculation.
Yeah.
Because that's not a base component of the spell.
Yeah.
Liam, because you got what, 25?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can think of a way you could potentially do that with a lot of complicated rituals and foci and stuff. So someone would have to go to a lot of trouble to set that up. But potentially it could happen. But it's definitely not a base component of the spell. You need to be we're talking about like things that wizards and wizard towers do. Not just a common person. And actually, since it's a magic item, That could be a component of the magic item, but you know just from your studies of like crystal balls and stuff, that's not a standard feature. So, potential, but that's a pretty edge case.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Well, I got nothing at this point. I suppose we've got our other two options we can go for. And that's about it, I suppose.
I mean,
That would pass the time waiting to see if something occurs from the message that you provided.
Yeah. I turned to the GM. Are we barking up the wrong tree here, GM?
I mean, no.
I mean, because sometimes there's a chunk of lava and it's just a chunk of lava, and the players need to just move on.
No. I mean, it's more like you're running around to different trees and barking at them.
There are several trees. Jesus Christ. Okay,
So you're saying Stool is the mastermind around
Still
all
is
of
the
it.
best way. No, I'm
Damn it.
I'm only joking. No, I mean like no, I mean nothing you've done is like going nowhere. It's
I mean, all roads lead to our death.
and you're not wrong.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we should get. So yeah, Liam, find a spot in the hell. I mean, the phaserist. We're not sending you to hell. We don't have that ability yet. We don't have the gate spell.
Yet.
Yet. I'm sorry, I can't remember your name. You're Taston. I don't say that character.
Actually says even I know his name. Come on.
What's our stupid name again? No, Taston. If you want to, ask the council WTF, and shoot, I guess I don't know what I can do that's of worth right now. Truthfully, I could get some gold from guarding that effort from earlier. How much gold did I get?
We haven't determined yet.
Okay. I got nothing. I'm staring at a brick wall. I don't know what to do.
Do we need to do anything else for the boon mission?
No, that has that's
we're just considering that complete.
Yeah. Just for reference, because this is going to come up, especially when you go there. Entermox boon has a few unique things about it. The primary thing, and you may be interested in this, Liam, is that the magic circle there, if you use it to cast a spell that summons an earth elemental, the duration actually becomes like a week or more, and it requires no concentration. And the elemental never becomes hostile towards you or your companions. It does require the usage of some material components, but I mean that is a souped up summoning spell.
No kidding, Jesus. That might not be a bad idea if, like, for you to spend some time on. A, we could get some brownie points with the locals. B, we could get some defenses for the locals in case things get bad again, right?
Mm-hmm.
And C, it could buy time until tomorrow when we can use the mirror again, which is kind of what I'm staring at.
Yeah. So just for comparison, the spell, to conjure an elemental is generally lasts an hour and requires concentration, and this boosts it up to 6 + 1d4 days and no concentration.
Wow.
Now, depending on what you summon, you do have to use 10 gold worth of gems per hit die. But, I mean, you've got a friendly, semi-permanent elemental. The people who came back also do ask if you want to keep the basilisk eggs or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, sorry for speaking for the group, but I mean, duh, right?
Okay.
If nothing else, it's breakfast.
Oh.
So there are 3.
Oh, that doesn't make it better.
And the guy says, like, I mean, they're still warm, so they're still good. I don't know if you actually want the thing inside or if you just want breakfast, but here you go.
I immediately eat it raw.
Oh,
Gross.
okay, Rocky.
On the spot. While doing a montage and flexing.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
So there's
I gotta
no
throw
music.
up
You're just sitting there going like this and then eating an egg.
here. Yep.
Okay, great. But no, these are like 6-inch diameter, 20-pound eggs, so they're not small.
Excellent. I placed them next to her.
I'm gonna see what she knows what these are.
They're
She does.
balut eggs.
Yes.
Oh.
He says, "I'm not raising these. I don't know what you're doing."
It's no, you'll learn to like them. That'll be the pet basilisk. Everyone wants a pet basilisk.
And she looks at them and says, "These aren't going to hatch for a while. I don't know what you want me to do with these."
How long? He surreptitiously asks her to do the nature check for him.
She actually did roll really well in her nature, just so you know. She looks at them and says, 2 months, give or take.
Oh, geez. Well, thank you. Do you need anything like food, water?
I'd like to be released from these bonds.
Look, you're being tracked by an illithid, and you're crazy. Okay. No offense.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Obviously, you're.
I'm the most sane and intelligent person in this entire room.
I'll give you the intelligent part,
Yes.
but you have to admit there's some illithidy things in your background right now.
And if the illithid comes, what good am I going to do if I'm restrained?
Well, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to have your brain eaten.
Exactly.
And
So
that
a
sucks,
diversion.
admittedly. But yeah, that'll occupy it for 3 rounds. So we got 8. You'll buy us 18 seconds, and then no, actually 4 rounds. Sorry. So you'll buy us 20 seconds, or no, that's not wrong. That's right. 24 seconds, and like, you want to play cards? And I start playing poker with her.
Can't hold a card.
I want to play war. Flip that card over.
Oh, I hate playing war. All right, fine. So I pull out the risks board.
No, I'll tell you anything.
Either that or Monopoly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even worse. I mean,
Actually,
risk is longer.
Drow's
Risk is
favorite
longer.
game is Monopoly.
Of course it is.
Yeah, that
just
makes sense.
all the sense. Yeah, I don't know what to do, so I'm
Okay.
going to go quiet while you two do your things.
I've got 8 hotels on Boardwalk.
Oh, they owe you all the rent.
All right. So
So at this point, I think our next step is we need to find a concentration of Phaserus and camp.
Collect it.
okay, you want to try to find it inside the city or outside?
I'm going to go back to the council
Mm-hmm.
and ask them where would we find the heaviest concentration of Phasers?
So one of them looks at you strangely. You're like, "What? Why do you want to find Phasers?" Well, I mean,
Listen, I just need
Yeah,
find
need
one
that
pound of
fixed.
Phasers. It's just a little bit, please, God. I'll be good for it. I swear.
Just one more time.
I need some drought radiation.
I need that wild magic. I need it.
Well, one says, "Well, not my business, I suppose." And he and this place is busy as ever. You just find one of the managers here, and he starts pouring over a few maps. And he takes one of them out and he starts folding it over like he only wants to show you a little bit of it. And then he holds it up to you, and you see that this is a very roughly sketched map, probably pretty recent. Looks like a scouting / patrol map. And there are some areas that are marked kind of like someone's taking a bit of charcoal and just like scratched over it to make clouds. And he says, right here, about a few miles outside of the inner Lingenstone area, there is a large concentration.
Is it
That's
easy to find, or do we need a guide?
No, likely not. I mean, still within like the city limits. The worst you'll probably run into is, I say the worst, is wandering ghosts or something of that sort. It's very much an abandoned part. That's why we haven't really bothered with it yet.
Okay.
You don't know a way to clear it out, do you?
Of the Phasers?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's part of why we're going.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's definitely
All part of the master plan.
Do I
Here,
need to
cough
roll
for my
that's
bluff on
a-
this away.
Yeah, that is a deception.
What?
That's a 5.
All right. So you can tell he doesn't really believe that, although you think he doesn't care. He just gives you a dirty look. He says, like, all right, whatever. Just whatever you do, don't take it out of that area. And then he puts it back and goes back to what he's doing.
Okay.
So you got a look at the map. They've got like street names and stuff here, so you can find your way there.
Okay.
That's where it is.
So I know where to find the Phasers.
Okay. Should we head there now?
Unless we have something else to do.
Well, that seems like the more pressing option.
So you pick her up, you're like, whoop, 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 and get her out of the town as you receive some looks as you
She's under a
continue.
blanket.
Oh, he's under a blanket.
Yeah.
So you're just carrying
Nothing
a
to
blanket
see
out.
here.
I'm not actually kidding. I think it would be a lot safer for all of us if we put a blanket over her and just carry her out like she's luggage. I'll take her over my shoulder.
Okay.
Just some goods. Don't worry about it.
All right. Yep. You get there. It's not too hard to find. It's a very abandoned part of the city.
Instead of a blanket, we should roll her up in the carpet.
That won't be suspicious.
Yeah.
You get there, and this indeed is an area very thick with phasers. This is one of those places where it's so thick you can start to see it, and it's lighting up the area. So it looks a lot like an multicolored purplish and green shine just kind of hanging in the air. And you start getting that feeling from before, Liam, way back in Belkenveld when it was just pouring out of that portal area. And this is definitely a chaotic place. As in, you will probably, any spellcasting will probably suffer the same type of effects as you saw last time. But yeah, you set her down here. You're pretty sure she's enveloped in it. She looks a little wary of it, but and she's drow. She's probably seen stuff like this before. So we're just going to set up camp here.
That's
I like-
the plan.
I like
Oh.
to think that what happens is as I plop her down, and then we leave.
Well, that problem solved.
All right. Good luck with the Illithid. Bye.
Yeah.
We'll be back in a day with the mirror. Bye. No, we don't do that. We're not that evil. Yeah, I guess we could set up camp here. That sounds like a great idea. Liam, could you get a fire going, please?
Absolutely.
Poof. Oh, no.
If I remember correctly, the cantrips don't actually cause the phasers effect.
Yeah, it's the first or higher.
I was actually kind of hoping that this area was so dense that it did anyways. So we're
It's
like,
not
okay,
quite
we're
that
good. Ah!
The entire city just blows up.
What have we done?
Well, that seems extreme.
Yeah. All right. No. So you get a fire going. It doesn't affect cantrips as much, but you definitely, the fire's green.
Green flame.
It's green flame. Yes.
Okay.
You do see a Bliggenstone patrol go by. They seem to be just watching out. They look over curiously at what's going on, but they know better than to mess with whatever's happening over here. You're known, so they're like, whatever.
Here's another dumb question.
Mhm.
As Dawnbringer's a magical item, would
Mm-hmm.
Dawnbringer be affected by the phasers?
Ah, good
She's
question.
speaking French right now.
Yeah. Or is really being turned to the dark side and wants to
Yes.
actually work for the demons now?
As you pull her out, she's like, "C'est pas bon." No, it does not seem to be affecting Dawnbringer. No.
Okay. Didn't really think that through before we just sat down here.
You are actually joined by somebody from your party a little bit into the camping setup. It is Jim Jar. He seems to have followed you out here. He is dressed a little differently now. He has some better equipment. He seems to have taken up the offer of equipping himself out from the council. So he's got some nice, brigandine on. He's got a hand crossbow, fairly nicely decked out. He comes around. He's like, "Well, this is a heck of a place to camp, but all right. I was wondering what you were doing going out here. So look, I've been talking to some of the council members over the past few days, and question I have for you is, are you planning on staying in Blingenstone for too much longer?"
Are we getting kicked out?
No, you're not getting kicked out. The reason I'm asking is that there is some caravan leaving for Drakelstug in a few days. So if you're looking on getting back to the surface, the easiest way, that's likely the way to go. And I don't mind telling you something that I learned as well. I think several of the party, or at least one, is going to head with that caravan as well. I don't know if they've told you about that.
If you don't mind my asking.
Bupido, actually. He
Oh, well, nobody cares about him.
That makes sense.
Yeah, he says he's from there apparently or something, but I think he's planning on heading out.
Okay, so
And-
I'm sorry, real quick. Are we in the presence of the Scry beacon over there as we're having this conversation?
You want to try and identify and see if it's still active?
It
would be
I mean, are we physically next to her is really my point.
Oh, no. I mean, you can move away from her.
Okay, so we are currently away from her. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So I turned to you, I was like, here's the thought. We should decide what we're going to do. And then we should repeat this conversation in front of her and decide the opposite. Out loud.
Just wait, what is something happening?
We got something we're working on. Don't worry about it. Just work with us, please. You don't mind?
It's hard when I don't know what's going on.
Well, listen, Illithid.
Come again?
Illithid. You know what a mind flayer is?
I do, but...
okay, that's all you need to know, really. We're dealing with it.
Are there Illithid in the city?
No, thank God. And we're
Not
trying
yet.
to avoid that, which is why we're doing this, okay? Cool?
Yeah.
Cool. So, for reals, what do you think, guys? Should we go with? I mean, I know you want to go back to the service, Taston, and
Yeah.
I don't blame you. Once we get up there, we'll be able to, get no help whatsoever and then die. But
Just right at the entrance. Oh, you're back. Great. Now you die.
oh God, I knew it. You were never supposed to come back from that.
Yeah.
I think we may be a little too eager to get to the surface.
That's fair. So do we want to stay in Blingenstone to continue what we've been working on here, or do we want to go to Gracklestug and see what that brings? Or do we want to move to another look? No, not Men's Lumberensen before you ask. To another location altogether. Because I know that character's name leaves me. One of our party knows a roundabout way to get to the Mithra Halls.
Yeah, Yes, and there's apparently you learned this in the council too last time. They do technically know the way. They just said it's very dangerous.
Mhm.
Jimmy Roy does say, look, just if it matters at all, I'm probably going to be staying here in Livingstone to help build it up.
I will be back in a minute, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
They are welcoming my help despite some past transgressions. I don't know if that makes any difference, but yeah.
I mean, we don't give a crap about you, so.
Wow. Wow. Right in front of him, too. Wow.
So we lost the worthless. Anybody here? No. All right, so. All in favor of murdering him right now to worsen the town's. You know, one of the things, if I could just rant really quick, one of the things that pisses me off about a lot of BioWare games, or actually Bethesda games do the same thing, is the evil options are like that, right? They're like just horrifically silly, cruel evil.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, you're going to stay in order to help the city. That means if I kill you, the city might die. And then,
what if I burn the city while you watch?
Yeah. You know, it's like
most evil option. Yeah.
What if I kill you? There's actually a quest in KOTOR 1 where you can. There's a woman. She's looking for a droid. You can go to the droid, find it, kill it, tell it as you're killing it that you're going to murder her too. So he freaks out. Then go to her and say, "I found him," and give her the wrong direction so she goes to where all the monsters are. And it's like, what?
Just murder hobo evil.
Yeah, there's like because when I think of like evil as an option, it's like there's different types of evil. There's of course murder hobo, but there's also self-serving, you know, using everyone at like sociopath version of evil.
Yeah.
Where use everybody as a tool.
That's just what the hell. Anyways, okay, so shoot. So Liam doesn't want to go to the surface, and you do want to go to the surface.
Well, if we can get the information we need or find a way to get my brother out of the abyss and close the abyss as well without going to the surface, I'm all for that. I was just thinking like getting the knowledge or the backup to do that is kind of my driving force.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that too. I turned to Jim Jar. It's Jim Jar, right?
Yeah.
Still here.
Just... What are you still doing here? I just slug it.
5 minutes randomly.
I was trying to find out what's going on.
I hold him down and just start. Shh.
Look,
why?
Last time I saw you, you lied to my face and ran off. So
it's a fair point.
Okay, so no, what we are going to do here is I'm going to make Jim Jar. When's that caravan leaving again?
About 3 days from now. No, probably give or take, depending on if you want to go or not. You need to do something. It's probably going to be a couple of weeks journey there and back. They're picking up supplies in Gracklestug and coming back. So it's not going to be the only one, but
yeah. But I mean, it's a convenient thing. So Taston, as a thought, maybe rather than letting her scry, which I mean I'm fine with, maybe you should just straight up start scrying your brother.
Okay.
With the mirror,
gives me any more insight into the
that'll we've got at least 2 more scans or pings that might actually give us something.
Okay. So in looking through the riddle again, there's a hole in the guest house that needs plugging this year. That to me screams there's a portal out of the abyss, which we know that because we've seen that happen in at least 2 places now. Yeah, it's a common occurrence apparently. So and that leaves grandmother is going home soon.
Yeah, that one I don't know.
I mean, is Lolth old enough to be considered that of one of the old gods?
She's not that old.
Okay, didn't think so. I wasn't sure. And then she's going to have a chat with Pa about it before she leaves. It's letting the spiders through. I may be reading too much into it's letting the spiders through part, that it's, drow related. It could just be like letting things in that it shouldn't be letting in, which could very well just be the demons themselves.
Yeah.
Wait, what's this about?
God damn it, Jim Jar.
Keep up.
Slug.
No. I'm curious why about that phrase.
Listen, I'm not saying that there's a massive demonic invasion coming, okay?
Well, he's seen it. That cannot be.
Oh,
that
yeah, you
cannot be
actually saw
new.
that, right.
Yeah, he was there.
This is not new information.
Never mind.
Yeah, I don't want to alarm you, but some stuff's going down right now. Just
Are you in some illicit activities, Daston? Is that what's going on?
no.
And I say that in character, dude.
Well, I'm. Then where did you pick this up? This phrase.
I show him the desecrated medallion.
I can't read these runes.
No, that's what the runes say. I can't read them.
That's interesting. The reason I'm asking is that's thieves' cant.
What?
Okay.
Do we happen to know anyone who knows thieves' cant?
Yeah.
Is anyone
it's
currently
probably Jim
physically
Char.
present immediately in front of us right now?
Really?
Might actually know
He's
thieves'
right
cant.
there.
All right, listen. I'm gonna stop punching you if you.
Well, no, now I don't want to tell you what it says.
Yeah, there it is.
God damn it! No.
Now you've hurt my feelings.
Screw you! And I just punch.
Oh man. Okay, so I'm gonna relay it verbatim to him now.
Okay.
Like the message says here, there's a hole in the guest house. It needs plugging this year. Grandmother is going home soon, but she'll need to have a chat with Papa about it. It's letting the spiders through. That's what this says.
Help, please.
Well, I need to make a roll for him.
Oh, can I assist? Is there any way I can assist this?
No.
Can Taston assist?
Unless you know
Can
thieves' cant.
Bahamut assist? Can Bahamut?
Bahamut? You want to pray to Bahamut?
I'm gonna pray.
All right.
I'm gonna pray. This is important. This is important.
Right.
That's a D20. I need a D100.
Yeah. Don't roll back.
20%.
I got. Oh wait.
Okay, so I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna be like, come on, Bahamut, give me a 4.
A 4?
Yes, a 4 on a D100. I spit on Bahamut. I mean, no, nothing happens. Nothing happens. Let's just move forward. We're done.
Thieves' cant is not Bahamut's realm.
Listen, Bahamut. I'm just saying. Could you just give me something, dude? God damn it! Literally.
Jim Jar says, so I'm going to be speculating on some of this because thieves' cant is not an exact science, right? There's local dialects. There's things you kind of have to understand before something makes sense, but it is using some common phrases in it. The first part, there's a hole in the guest house. That is slang for going to break out of prison soon. And in need of plugging this year, it's probably going to happen pretty soon, but not immediately. Grandmother's going home soon. That one's a little weird. Maybe just a woman or something of that sort, someone who's a powerful woman. That one's a little odd. A chat with Papa about it. That one's pretty common. That essentially means that there's going to be a murder soon, and Grandma's going home soon. She'll have a chat with Papa about it. Probably means it's going to break out, kill the guards, and then it's letting the spiders through. Again, that one's a little weird. I think if I had to do a direct translation, we need to let someone know that a female spider is going to break through of prison soon, kill the guards. And that's, I guess, at some parts, but it's as close as I think.
What if, for whatever reason, my brother's figured out a way to work out a deal with Lolth to get her out of the abyss? And that's the spider that's breaking.
Dude, I gotta ask, what the frell is your brother up to?
I mean,
he doesn't know thieves' cant either, but you know,
that wouldn't make a whole lot of sense in this context, I don't think, because this is more of a communique. Like, if that was going to happen, why would he say let everyone know?
That's true.
Or let someone know.
It's okay.
Then
Your
again,
brother's probably not working for one of the most evil gods to ever exist.
it could be a mistranslation, though. I freely admit, I don't know. I mean, we'd literally have to go to the abyss and find out the local thieves' cant dialect wherever this comes from.
That seems like a long walk for a short return.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh no, we won't return.
Okay.
Platty. So, okay. Thank you, Ginger. It is actually helpful.
Yeah, that gives me something to work with.
That's really. Where did you get this?
The Abyss.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like specifically.
No,
From her?
It's from Lulf herself. She came down.
Well, not exact. No, it's from the drow over there.
I'm sorry, I'm messing with you. Yeah, it's a whole thing. That's why we got to lie in front of her.
Are you sure she's not just messing with you? It seems like something. Well, I don't know. This is
no. I saw in a vision
vague.
that she was handed this item before she was sent across to here, back to here.
Yeah, there's a high likelihood this is legit. I know you've kind of been involved in some fun stuff with us ever since we met up in a drow prison.
Yeah,
but there's some even higher tier stuff that we're trying to mess with right now. And if we can't kill Liam quickly, like I don't know what we're gonna do.
Well, I've got all this poison.
I mean,
easing right in,
might not work
into
because of the half orc thing.
God.
So
I think I could be sleeping. We just inject a lot.
That's a good idea. Just change. No.
Look like a heart attack.
We'll make him a bunch of food, and just it'll be poison. It'll be poison cookies,
just
poison
sleep.
stew. So Guido, real quick summary. This thing is thieves' cant,
right?
Demonic thieves' cant, and there's someone powerful who is probably going to be involved in some kind of breakout, and it's going to involve killing people. And this is the very rough gist of what we got, because this world was crap.
Also, soon, but not incredibly soon.
Yeah. The caravan's leaving in 3 days, so we've got a little bit of time to mess with here. I still think we should decide what we're doing about the caravan. And then do the opposite, say the opposite of that in front of her.
Okay. I would not be opposed to going to Gracklestug. Pretty sure it's a heavy trading city, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
So might be able to upgrade some of our equipment and whatnot. Plus, I've never actually seen an underground dwarven city, so kind of a tourist attraction.
Well, you're gonna have a treat, my friend. Amazing mugs of ale, raw meat dripping off the bone,
and Balrog.
And a Balrog. Oh God! Actually, given the circumstances,
yeah,
chances are good.
There was another thing I was thinking of that might actually sway me, because we got the split vote thing going on here. If nothing else, we don't actually have to hit the surface there. We could go there and then not
and then
go to
on.
the surface. Yeah. That is an option. So I'm kind of leaning towards if you, Ginger, if you could grease some wheels so we can get in on this, that would be awesome. Please and thank you.
Oh, sure. I mean, I don't think there's going to be any problem. I'll feel safe if you're with the caravan.
Well, we're probably, I don't say this out loud, but we're probably the highest level adventurers in this area right now. So, there's 3 of us, and we're kind of, we got a decent spread. I mean, we got, cleric, a mage, and a monk, but I don't say it out loud. What I do say is awesome. So what I'd like you to do, and Jim, we're with me here. Okay, we're going to go over to, Mind Flayer Lady. And we're going to have a chat, and then you're going to come in and say the thing's leaving, right? And then we're going to say, oh, well, no, we're definitely not going on that. We're going to help. Where are we going?
Mithril Halls.
Mithril Halls. We're going. Yeah, we're going straight for Mithril Halls. Okay. Cool. So, do we need to roll for this jam? For this deception? I mean, we're all terrible liars, so Jim could probably lie a lot better than us.
It would be very funny if everybody was a terrible liar and he just came in and he was all natural.
Yeah, just hey.
Yeah, sure. Everybody roll me a deception check.
Okay. Oh, thank God, because it's a +0 for me, so that's a 19.
19.
Oh wow. Okay.
Liam gets a 3.
An 11.
Well,
Okay.
that's decent. That's decent.
Everybody did pretty decent, and Jim Jar got in the high, almost 20 as well.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Have you ever told me the truth? No. Yeah.
Yes.
So we. Oh, I believe you. Oh, that's a relief. So yeah, we lie.
Yep.
And mislead her. I doubt she reacts. I mean, I don't care if she reacts, honestly.
You're obviously lying. No.
Not doing this for your sake, lady. Gotta be real.
No, she knows. So you just stay silent.
Got it. So that means, having now established that we're going to the Mithril Hall, we no, I rolled well. I'm doing all right. What do we do with you? And I turned to her. I mean, we could take you with us. We've got more usage as the mirror.
Oh, I'll go wherever the mirror goes.
Turn to the other two.
Well, I still think we should see what happens when she views the mirror while we're here at the phasers.
I do like that idea. And I like that, I mean, yeah, but we're going to go forward with it. See what happens. So I guess, yeah, we just camp out for 19 hours in Phasarist.
Yeah, that's probably good.
This is the best idea, Guido. I just want you to know. Solidarity, man. I'd only do this for you. Oh my God.
This meter thing keeps telling me that the rad count is too high.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
Sound.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm never going to have children, though.
I don't think my children are going to have children ever.
They're overrated.
The Jim Jar leaves.
Why, man? It's all great here. Okay.
During the camp, Ron gets bored with whatever's happening there, and he comes back out, and he just decides to, stay out here with the shaman.
Hey, Ron, you should go fight in the arena, because that technically hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
So he goes and fights, and he gets, what was it, like 25 gold or something?
It was a little more than that, but
it was not great. It was like a 1 success or something like that.
Yep. Then you wait till the recharge happens.
He comes back with his gold now that the recharge has happened.
Jimbo does eventually come back and say, yeah, they've got caravan's gonna leave in 3 days. Well, actually about 2 now that 19 hours have passed. Just go and talk with council. It's going to be led by someone named Ari Shovelfast.
Okay.
And the temple, before you go, would like to bestow a blessing upon all 3 of you.
That's very nice of them. What do you think, resident religious person?
Their deity seems in line with Kalimvor, so
they're cool with people dying. So I guess we're okay here.
Yeah, no, the deity they worship actually is very much a deep gnome version of Kalimvor.
Oh,
it does have a domain. It does have domain over death. So.
Huh. What do you know?
And not in a bad way.
Well, I mean, if we're being honest, in Faerun, there's only been one jackass god of death, and he's gone at this point, right? Yeah.
Who knows?
Oh my God, no.
So here's the bringing the wall back.
God dang it! So,
The Time of Troubles, the sequel.
let's go ahead and let's use this mirror. Let's see what happens.
So you try the mirror, and you wait a little bit past the cutoff point, and it does not activate
Roll.
at all.
That's a good sign, actually.
Yeah.
Good sign. It does mean the song and dance earlier was for nothing. What song and dance? Shut up.
Subtle.
I like dancing.
Yes, Ron. That's why we were dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Because we like dancing.
I can show you an orcish dance.
Go ahead. Do it. Do it right now in front
It's a
of
lot
her.
of stomping.
In front of her now. Okay.
Kind of like river dance, but less coordinated.
That's what I was picturing.
Just kicking rocks, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thought. I'd like to establish two things. So we remove her and the scry, right? The mirror. Once we're removed from the safe zone here, you check if she's still being scried. In other words, was it cut off or was it disrupted? Feel me?
Okay.
And then we try the mirror to see if the charge was used.
That's
Okay.
fair.
In
I'm
that
assuming
order, preferably.
I'm assuming still have her check to see if the charge was used, because if it hasn't been used, it'd be kind of a waste.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That makes sense.
All right, come on, Ron. Keep dancing.
Kicks a rock into the wall.
The wall falls apart. The entire Underdark.
Yes, that was the foundational wall for the entire Underdark.
Well, I mean, if video games have taught me anything, there's always a load-bearing wall, right?
This is true. There's a reactor or a load-bearing wall.
Yep.
Ugh.
All right, so we go back, I guess.
Yep.
Hang on, go back over the shoulder. Sorry.
One other thing that I want to mention before we leave the area. Would I have been able to collect any of the phaserous dust that has been so prevalent in the area?
Good question.
So the phasers isn't exactly dust. It's more like an energy.
Okay.
So you'd probably need something special to capture it in.
So like a glass jar wouldn't work.
A glass jar would not work.
Okay.
The only thing you
Soulstone.
really have that's equivalent is something like those spell gems.
Which we do have.
Those are
Ooh.
magical storage things, but they're meant for spells. So this would be some arcane wooginess.
That's actually not a bad point. So are any of my easy to enchant slaves being wigged out by being in the phasers?
No, I mean, because they're until that happens, they're just mundane things.
Okay.
That would technically be another receptacle if you want to see what happens.
No. I'm cool with not screwing with my glaives. I was just curious. Thanks.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's get back to a safe area where I can cast Identify and see if the scry is still active on her.
Okay. All right. So you do so. You go out there, and the scry currently is not active. You just have the confusion on her at the moment.
Interesting. That could imply either that it was disrupted or that it was temporary to begin with. And we got lucky.
Aye.
Well, either way, while the scry is down, mirror.
All right. Mirror, mirror in my hand, showing what I cannot understand. All right. That's the command word.
That makes a lot of sense, really.
No, there's no command word. So it does activate this time. And I've rolled something very, very close to present day, actually. Okay. So you see her once again. This looks like it's post portal. She is very much in a state that you saw her when you first encountered her, when she was sneaking around and trying to grab the mirror. She is going through what looks like a secretive route. And you recognize some of the bling and stone architecture, so she's obviously still in the city. But it looks like she's going through like an abandoned drow camp, probably from way back when they had the raid. And she is currently moving along stealthily, like she is really, really not wanting to be seen. And within a minute or so, she approaches a place that you recognize, which is the area where the Pudding King was hanging out. And this is obviously before you did much to him, because his slimes are still active and moving around. You see Mark, the throne room that you had encountered before. She moves very quickly past that. And then comes to the other side of the rock wall that you had seen before, and she starts squeezing her way through an opening there. And before she comes into the area with the obelisk and the red dust. And it's currently active and swirling around. And she crouches along near the wall, and you see that she is spying on the Gorgon, who is moving around. And she seems to know what's up. She's looking down, trying to look at the Gorgon out of the corner of her eye. And then the vision ends for this one. This seems to be very, very close to when you encountered her. So, but you've learned of a back route that she took through Blingenstone that apparently leads out to the main road.
Okay. It's good to know.
And I just got your message, Guido. Okay. Okay, yeah. So since it's about time
we're
for
attacked
Guido.
by Cthulhu.
Yes, Cthulhu comes out and he's like, boom!
Okay, I'm sorry. I did.
Okay, so not to start anything else since Guido has
let's
Let's
wrap
say that sounds
this
like
up.
a good chop-off point. Unless
Yeah.
well, okay, so we did that. We did that. We could get the blessing really quick. See if it's legit. Or is that going to be like when we leave?
Oh, wait, you can drop by any time before we leave.
I guess my point is, I don't know if this is like a thank you or here's a magic buff.
Yes.
So that's
no. Actually, let's do this because this will give you time to decide before next time. So you go by the Stoneheart Enclave area, the priest area, and they do want to give you a blessing before you go. Just as thanks for what you've done, and it is going to be assisted by the elementals that you helped free. So they conduct a ritual. Everybody explodes, you die. Now, a ritual, just kind of channeling some of the power of the elementals, and the blessing will take either one of two forms, which you can choose. The first one is called a blessing of protection. Not like the WoW spell. So that will allow you to gain +1. And this is a magical deity-like buff. So it's not like a spell. Like you can't just walk into a spell thing and you're like, oh, I lost this. This is a divine gift. Blessing protection is just a straight +1 to AC and saving throws. The other one, which you could potentially choose, is a blessing of weapon enhancement. And as one non-magical weapon in your possession becomes a +1 whenever you wield it. So, all right. Before next time, consider which one of those you'd like to choose.
Cool.
And that will be a blessing from what's his face?
Who?
Yeah, that's their official priest. What's his face? No,
you all need to agree on the same.
No.
Or okay.
No, you can be different.
Yeah, we can each pick. Yeah, I assume.
Caller Durin Smoothhands. Sorry, yes, the Deep Brother, the deity.
Also, Darth Charman does ask an interesting question. Not that it actually matters for me, but does weapon count fists?
Oh,
Technically
+1
no, but
fist.
I'm going to say yes because there's really no other way to buff fists.
Yeah. I mean, I've known some GMs who allow you to buff gloves, and it's just gloves,
Yeah.
but you put the buff on the glove so it counts. You know?
Yeah, so there is technically only one possible way ever to buff your unarmed attacks, and that's with the medallion.
Yeah. Sure, that's logical.
Yeah.
Why are you hitting so hard? Well, I got a necklace.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, but it's literally like a weapon that you pick up, and if it's not magical, it's now +1 when you're with it.
And how long does it last again? This buff?
It's there. You've got it. It's a blessing.
Oh,
Till you
it's
die.
That kind of buff. Buff.
Yes.
Not buff.
That kind of bluff.
I've got a +1 weapon.
Yeah.
It's like, hand me that weapon, and it's literally better in your hands.
Clearly, I'm going to go with the +1 to charisma because I need it. And he offered it.
Charisma? There's
I
no
have no
+1 to charisma. Sorry.
I know. I have no charisma. I'm the worst player. Sorry.
Next time, let me know which one you choose, and we will go from there.
Which we'll be seeing next time on, I forget what Guido calls these.
Out of the Abyss.
Out of the Abyss.
The literal name of the campaign.
Yeah.
But listen, I don't know.
Wait a minute.
He might have been like the beyonding of...
Beyonding.
I don't know.
The Beyondering.
There's options.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's options, you know.
Yondering to...
Beyond harder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when the half orc is the most charismatic of the group.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
we've probably done something wrong here. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
Mistakes have been made. Anyways.
Top notch.
Well, thank you all for joining us again.
Yeah.
Unless there's a problem with the schedule, we will be back in 2 weeks.